Part of the reason that we've got so much incredible sort of work on standardizing things like a gold bar, or real estate deeds, or the rest of this kind of stuff, is that pricing uncertainty about the assets was typically so expensive that you really just needed the asset to be what it said it was going to be, and if it wasn't, litigation would ensue. And so you had a kind of small pool of assets that were kind of institutional grade and that work had been done on, and then everything else was just this kind of sea of retail malarkey where if you were going to buy a house, you would do 6 months of processes and a ton of your own diligence, and if that process went wrong and you got screwed, it would fall on somebody like a surveyor's insurance and blah blah blah. Once you put AI into that loop, I think the pool of assets which are seen as being near enough institutional grade will massively increase, and AI systems to do the valuing of those assets will then, I think, be easy to improve because you can get such rapid feedback every time an asset is sold. You figure out whether your valuation of the asset was right or wrong, and so you rapidly, incrementally narrow down on AI systems that give essentially perfect valuations. And at that point, I kind of see what happens is that you wind up with a massively increased pool of assets which have, to all intents and purposes, fixed value, and then those things can be used in exchange. So you get this kind of AI-powered turbo barter market where, my AI takes a look at your assets, your AI takes a look at my assets, we arrange some kind of swap, and in the process, we're both confident that we've gotten the real value that we wanted in the deal because we've got systems that have gone through the complexity and that give us a conclusion of these things that are roughly equal value, and you do the swap. I think what you're going to get is a much wider pool of assets which are seen as being of tight enough valuation range that you can start using these things as de facto cash equivalent, which is kind of a crazy world.